Happy New Year, it's Borzud and I'm back with another video, and this is indeed my first video of 2022, and I'm taking a look back at my favourite Transformers and others of 2021. In at number 9 is Studio Series Bumblebee Dropkick. Now these are figures that I normally steer clear of because I'm not a big fan of the Michael Bay designs, or anything related to the Michael Bay designs I should say, but this as a whole really has impressed me, and it has in turn made me look at getting other figures from the Bumblebee line. Number 8 is Kingdom Air Razor. Now I'm not the biggest Beast Wars fan, I did enjoy the show, and some of these figures that have actually came out in the Kingdom line that are the Beast Wars base figures are actually really good, and I think Air Razor is definitely the standout from that line. Brilliantly designed, wonderfully painted, and just a lovely and simple transformation. In at number 7 is the Iron Factory IDW inspired Ultra Magnus. It's a brilliant figure, but the transformation is incredibly fiddly. There's a lot of squeaky joints on this figure, and the price of the figure was so expensive for what you are getting. Now for me, being an Ultra Magnus fan, of course I had to pick him up, but that's why he is quite low on the countdown.
Here comes a new challenger!
I had to mention this figure set. Now this is the Mastermind Creations version of Bruticus, and it's from the Perfection series. It is brilliant. I didn't want to include it in the countdown because I felt it was a bit unfair having 5 robots in one, but this is just brilliant, and I can't really see any company topping the G1 closeness that they have achieved with this set. Number 6 pick is Earthrise Thrust. Now this was a figure that eluded a lot of people, I guess. He was very hard to come by, and I, like many, resorted to importing him through a seller on eBay. He's nice, he's great, it's finally nice to complete that 6 Seeker set, and to be honest, that's really all I can say about him. There's nothing spectacular, but just to have him complete that piece of the puzzle is worth picking up. In at number 5 is the Netflix version of Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now this is the toy accurate colours. It's just a fantastic mould. This is the best Optimus Prime figure we have had in a long time from Hasbro and Takara. And I mean, aside from the back kibble, there's nothing really wrong with this, and it's been done in multiple colours, including the Dead Prime or Alternate Universe Prime. He's definitely worth a pickup. My number 4 pick is this guy, which is the buzzworthy Bumblebee Origins Bumblebee figure, also part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. This finally gives us a figure that us Generation 1 fans have been wanting for years and seemed impossible, not only giving us that Generation 1 robot mode, but also his Cybertronian alt mode is first seen in the Arrival from Cybertron feature-length special. Sure, the yellow sometimes doesn't really match and it looks worse on camera than it does to the naked eye, but even though he's higher than a normal deluxe price, I would definitely recommend picking him up, especially if you are a Generation 1 collector. My number 3 pick is Kingdom Rodimus Prime. This is an amazing figure, and I've already mentioned it in one of my previous videos. If you're looking to get into third party, this shares a lot of the design cues that third party designers take and use when it comes to the transformation. It's really been a big surprise for me, this figure, in 2021. I didn't think I'd like it at first, my initial impressions weren't the best, and yes, the price does factor into a lot of this, but if you want a nice Generations scaled Rodimus Prime, and the definitive version in my opinion of Rodimus Prime, it's even better than the Masterpiece version, pick this guy up either at full price or if you can on clearance. Number 2, and this is a figure I've seen on many people's list, it is Kingdom Cyclonus. They have nailed this figure. I don't know what wizardry they used, but they either just got really lucky or they spent a lot of time designing this because it is spot on. There's no kibble at all, showing off his alt mode, and the alt mode is just perfect. Honestly, I got him at the start of 2021, and he really has been a highlight on my shelf and a figure that I have picked up quite a lot to fiddle about with and transform back and forth, and he should be in everybody's collection, especially those who collect the Generation figures.
Here comes a new challenger!
This year has also seen some great action figures come out. Now, the main line that I do collect outside of Transformers is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro series, which is inspired by the 90s animated series. So I collect those figures in those waves, and also figures that were in the show. So for example, as you can see, I've picked up the modular Iron Man, or 90s armor Iron Man, and I've also picked up a few Masters of the Universe figures, plus finally the Thundercats Classics Panthro figure. These have been really good and really fun figures to pick up, and it's a nice break, a nice refreshment from just collecting Transformers throughout the year. So what could be my top pick for 2021? That figure that really wowed me? Well, it's not a figure, in fact it's part of a figure, and it is the Delta Magnus, or Diaclone powered convoy head, that I received as a gift from Ed, or Bumblejumper 82 as you may know him. 2021 for me, and for many people, was an absolute shit show. On the sidebar, I've got other sort of family issues that I'm dealing with, and I have chatted with Ed about it, and as well as other things as well. And when he seen the head for this Diaclone powered convoy, and he knows how much that I really do want the Diaclone powered convoy G1 version of Ultra Magnus, he thought he'd get me it, and it's a start for that figure. But this just goes to show that in the Transformers community, sure, there's a few idiots, of course there's going to be, there always is, but there's so much good and so much positivity that is sometimes missed, I think, and overshadowed by the small negatives really overall. Just the generosity, the fact that we all do look out for each other as best we can, and especially in these trying times, receiving a gift like that may seem small to some, but for me it always puts a smile on my face when I see it on the shelf. That was my top picks for 2021. I've already seen a ton of videos on other people's picks, but if you haven't done a video yet, or you just want to leave your list in the comment section below, that'd be great. I'd really like to see what figures were your highlight of 2021. Here's to 2022 and all the cool figures we are going to get, and I'll see you again soon with another video. One of the sorry again, the Spider-Man animated series retro inspired line. Fuck's sake. Right. We also collect other fucking hell. Right. You can leave it in the comment section below. Oh fuck's sake. How truncated is that?